aka any other thing you want to call it, for Swerb on the right. And thank you to Mike Kal-El for those 300 bits.
So as we're going to get going here, obviously we, by this point, know Uncle is going to have some weapon. It's not going to be a sword. What do you think?
Well, I think it's going to be hammer. That's my favorite weapon to find early on. It unlocks a ton of stuff later on. It gives you great access, and it does tempered sword damage. It's a really great item to find early on.
I see you're one of the nice commentators who hope for good things for the runners.
Hey, I'm a racer as myself. I don't want to wish any harm on these racers.
See, I usually hope for some Mario, which is still useful, just not quite as useful.
It's got a niche spot, and you get your wish tonight.
Yeah. The Cane of Samaria is actually super easy to do escape with, and it has some nice little strategies if you practice with it and spend some time getting to learn how to maximize it. So I always enjoy seeing it and seeing who's kind of done that practice.
It's really nice because it does have a lot of safety with it. It puts you in a good, safe place. The last boss of Escape isn't exactly terrible, and because it's such a low magic consumption, you're in a really good place to be able to farm for your bombs before you get to the back.
Yep, and we have seen, I think, many times in this tournament by this point, where not being able to get those bombs early has cost people quite a bit of time.
Indeed, you don't find those power gloves for a while, and no bombs. You come back 30 minutes later to find a needed item, and you go, oh. And the Moon Pearl to start. Okay, so I guess we're trying to push us away from an Agaseed early on. I don't have a problem with this.
I mean, you're going to need the Moon Pearl Agar, no, so I wouldn't say that's quite pushing away from there just yet.
No, but it's one of those items that helps us avoid an Agaseed.
True, as long as it's not on Pyramid, it's a little bit harder for Agate to be forced.
Exactly.
So Unfit is taking a little bit more time trying to get some bombs off of guards than Swerb is so far.
You know, I don't know if I'd farm the guards, especially with the ropes and the rats at the back of sewer. There's some really quick and good farming spots, especially with the Cane of Samaria, that I'd wait almost till then. As well, at this point, it doesn't look like bombs are in the soldier pool, so, you know, maybe it's not the best use of time.
Looks like both of these guys are going to go with pot strats on the ball and chain guard, which are okay. They're not quite as the cane strat for that.
If they can get the guy pinned in the door there and Cane of Samaria, it's quite elegant. Also noting our racers did pick up 300 rupees, one of 5 in that side chest, which is great because we'll need it. Right now, we'll need at least 50 rupees to buy bombs. We haven't found any, and it's nice to have them when you're clearing Kakariko. So unless we actually find a 3 bomb drop or a 10 bomb drop, I don't think we'll not see racers go get that.
Yeah, Kakariko, if you don't have bombs for it, then I'll almost guarantee you end up forgetting that you didn't bomb those back walls in the well and Blind's hut. So it's definitely an important thing to have by that point at the very least.
Or at least 50 rupees to go buy the bombs. So, with V29 being the way it is, there's always one item that's a chase item. What do you think that's going to be tonight?
I'm going to be mean and hope for a Go Mode sword. Really hard to find for a second sword.
One of the first races I commentated this tournament, Go Mode was a sword after Ganon's Tower.
That's
Fighter sword,
wonderful.
Ganon Tower was beautiful. I think it's going to be misery required, so Unfit's gonna go home and need the flute.
Yeah, it's always one of those disappointing ones to have be that one item, because it just helps you move around so much earlier in the run.
Yep, that and boots are such a nice item to find really early on, so...
Not finding any bombs so far off these ropes.
Not looking good for erasers at this point to get escape cleared before we leave. Unfit clearing that pack of rats in the top right, which is a great farming spot if you don't know about it.
And there's also a little pack of them down on the bottom left of this room that looks like Swerb is going toward.
I think he was just going to grab the magic. Oh, and a full magic refill for Unfit.
And it's definitely a nice pickup. A little bit late, since I think part of the reason they skipped out on some of the rats and ropes earlier was because of that lack of magic. There's another one.
So it looks like that's in the, what's called, pool for those, and no bombs for either racer, it looks like. Unless we get one from the bats here. Nope. Oh, a bomb for Swerb!
Oh, that could be big.
Oh, that is nice. If he finds something big here, this could be game-changing early on.
I'll get a little bit of love, 50 bucks, and the map, so...
Oh. Unfortunate back advantage for Swerb. Cancel that advantage, everyone.
Unfit does not get punished for not getting that bomb drop because, you know, I mean, I guess he has less money to buy bombs. Only 413 instead of, you know, 463 he could have had.
Well, Swerve's going to be buying it anyways, so... And tier 2 tree pull being a single rupee. And the hoarder has bombs! That is a nice find.
It's always nice to find, but it always feels like the kind of slap in the face from the game. Like, hey, those things you were just looking for the past 6 minutes, here you go.
Oh, and Unfit with a little bit of lag here, so we can't see what's on that ledge.
It's a mystery to everyone, because Swerve isn't going that way.
Knowledge is power, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
Big 20 in the thief drop. Swerve says, no thank you. Hops right by it.
And a big heart in the mushroom location. Not a bad grab early on.
And Swerve thought about it and went, nah, I'll take it.
So, chat's asking about tier pulls. So there are 3 different levels of what are called tiers. The first is killing, I think, at least 4 enemies and not taking a hit. And then you pull the tree, and you get a set of items. The next is taking 1 hit and 4 enemies. I'm not 100% sure what the conditions are for it, but there are 3 different rankings.
Yeah, it's 4 kills with no damage is the top tier. 4 kills with any damage is the middle tier. And then 1 to 3 kills is the bottom tier. In the vanilla
Swerve
game,
hoping for a bomb pull here. Ooh. There's the gloves. That's a nice find.
Yeah, didn't get any bombs though, so he's got to leave that bomb wall behind unopened.
I try to bring the 80s and the 90s back into this, seeing as it's the era of the Zelda franchise. So, the red meringue. Ooh, a bottle with goo is always nice, because we can go see that sick kid and find out what he's got for us tonight.
Yep, getting a bottle and a flute are the 2 things you hope for when you're going to Kakariko. Just because it lets you clear out as much as possible.
And another bottle of goo and another bombed wall that isn't going to give Swerb a lot of lost time, other than he's going to have to go back and check those, unless he feels confident they don't have something important. Which, with how heavy loaded most of these seeds are, it's not a good idea. So hopefully he goes back soon to check. Which I think he's about to.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he doesn't go back in there and check those bomb walls. That's a major gamble to take 10 minutes into a run.
Exactly. And especially when it's so convenient. Why it's hard to pass up, right? I always worry when I see a racer try to get the chicken glitch while bombing the chicken hut because of the soft lock potential. Never good, especially in a 4-2 game.
I personally still always go for it, but you just gotta kind of really pay attention when you try to pick that chicken up, and if there's nothing over your head, run full speed at your bomb. Getting hit will take you out of the soft lock state, so as long as you realize it and run as fast as you can toward the explosion, you'll be fine. So other than that power glove, Kakariko was pretty much empty in terms of anything that we actually want to see.
Indeed. So hopefully South Shore gives us something in terms of progression. Otherwise, we're doing really, really weird checks like Agina's cave, because everyone loves to check Agina's. Looks like we did not get to catch that library check on Unfit. Apparently his stream just doesn't want us to see those quick visual checks.
Certainly seems that way. The stream is like perfectly timed here.
He is an eyeball. He sees everything, so...
The bright side with the library, we'll be finding out what it is here from Swerb very shortly. And Unfit is doing what I would have expected and going straight to the back of Escape for his disappointment.
That eye is sure gonna shed a tear.
I don't know. Does it have tear ducts? Because I mean, it's just the eye. It doesn't have the rest of the eye.
And it looks like just a big 20 on top of the bookshelf, so no one's been taking care of their cash in the library.
Seems like a lot of work to put that up on a shelf high enough that the only way you can get it down is by running into it full speed. And 3 crystals in the light world.
And it looked like 2 red, like Eastern and Desert were our red crystals tonight. I may be mistaken, but that was my glance.
Not sure. I thought I saw 1, 4, and 3.
As I said, I could have been mistaken. Swerb going for the money at the race game, going to probably either fake flipper, or if he finds the flippers, head up to Zora right after his South Shore check.
Yeah, with the Moon Pearl, you can get into the Waterfall of Wishing, do the Water Walk glitch with fake flippers, so useful to have that Zora money right away.
Indeed, and yes, I was colorblind. I'm not, but in this case I am.
Sitting outside of the dam is a full heart container. Not really what you're hoping to see. You kind of hope to run to those in places where you don't have to go out of your way for them.
It looks like Unfit's gonna go farm cash at the cave here. Oh no, going to Agina's cave.
Yeah, I think based on the 25k seeds that had statistics posted, Agina's cave is, I want to say, 17% having progression. So it has become a little bit more popular to go over here early, but not by much.
I think only if you have heavy items not showing up in Kakariko, it could be a big check. The hook shot.
Oh.
It is a big payoff item.
Yeah, that's quite nice. It opens up if he wants to. He could go up Death Mountain, sequence break over to East Death Mountain, but looks like he's going to be sticking with the South Shore play to go check Mini Moldorm Cave, look for enough to get a little bit more of Death Mountain done while he's up there.
Well, and he's got a weapon to deal with the Moldorms while Swerb has to use bombs.
Well, he's got the cane. Cane's pretty good
He
against
does-
these guys.
And the cane does work, I guess. Until you start dumping them into the hole, so.
But now, as we learned with the new Meyer glitch, those blocks that just fell down the holes, I believe, might have set some altitude values really high.
Indeed.
Get a heart piece, $10 so far, another $20, and air capacity. Wow.
That is a disappointing Moldorm cave.
That is
So-
real bad.
It looks like the logic is saying we need to go over to Zora because Power Glove makes it in logic right now.
Yeah, either that or there's a bunch of stuff chilling at Sahasrala's hut and Eastern Palace.
Yep, those are the other couple of checks we have left, but we need a couple of items to start moving. We need a lantern if we're gonna do anywhere in Eastern or go up to Death Mountain with that hook shot. We're gonna need fire, either lantern or fire rod, mirror. We need a lot at this point, so I'd like to see something here. Titan's Mitts.
That's
There's a
something.
good win.
And that makes a payoff for Unfit not taking that hook shot immediately up Death Mountain, because now when he gets up there, he can do Dark World East Death Mountain at the same time.
Indeed, that is a really nice piece of routing, and with the hook shot, can do the entire hook shot cave as well, other than the floating island.
Going to dip into this little rupee farming place right by Ice Rod Cave, get exactly enough rupees for Zora. Very well done.
Yep. Ooh, and those crabs trying to eat the vitreous eye.
Did they not
we are-
realize how much health Vitreous has?
We are all winning tonight with this great 4-2 race. Just quickly going to point out, let's make sure we give a follow to these racers. They are doing a fantastic job of providing some great entertainment, and they're quite skilled. So let's make sure we celebrate them the way they should be.
So Unfit choosing not to go to Hobo.
Well, with Titan's Mitts, we have Dark World access in Kakariko. With the Moon Pearl there.
True. I just find it interesting when people do the fake flippers and choose to skip that one location. It's quicker to check from Link's house with flippers, but if it's important, then you might be missing out a bit.
Indeed. Ooh, and 300 in the Fairy Cave, so a ton of rupees available. That's 3 out of 5. It's always nice to see. And for chat, Hookshot was in Agina's cave, which is not a fun place to have to check without the flute.
I completely missed what was on the Zora ledge there.
We'll find out shortly from Swerb, so... we are in 4-2. This is the winner will be moving on to the bracket round, so... And nothing good from Zora. What a good life lesson.
Yeah, finally one of the super out-of-the-way checks that didn't pay off.
Yep, which means either Dark World, i.e. Village of Outcasts, or Sahasrara is going to have some good progression for us.
And Hookshot gives a little bit of added benefit to Unfit here of that he can use it for some little bit of movement to speed up how he's moving through the world, which isn't going to save a lot of time, but it'll save some.
Well, and he's going to go sequence break up to Death Mountain. Now, I don't know how good of a play this is. Like, it's going to give a ton of chests, but how long is it going to be until it's back in logic?
I pretty much 100% support going up Death Mountain with Mitts, Hookshot, and Pearl already. There's just too much up there. The odds of you finding something of value are pretty high. And then if you find the lamp or the flute up there, you know a little bit of information about the others. So it usually works out pretty well.
Well, if we find the flute, or if we find the lantern, that means the flute is in play somewhere because we need it to get up there. So it is good information if you do find those couple of items. And a quick dark room from Unfit there to get $50 from the old man.
While we get back to
Ooh.
Sawzalls with the boots
Ooh.
and the sword
and
the net.
swag net. Wow. Hype closet.
The old man was holding out today. That is fantastic.
Oh, the speed tech on Swerb is really nice to see. But I think he's going to go... Ooh. He's going to go do King's Tomb and then probably Village of Outcasts.
The hammer on Spectacle Rock.
Wow.
All the things. So now
Powder
we're
and King's Tomb.
for a mirror. Now let's see. Since you're gonna need the mirror to get hammer, and you're gonna need the hammer or the mirror to get magic bad. We need something good on magic bad, because it might be a while.
Indeed.
A little bit of love in the bonk rocks is a lot less exciting than stuff has been.
And Quake in Paradox Cave for the first bit. With 3 crystals, the likelihood of us not needing both medallions is something we need to be aware of. So 1 medallion isn't bad to find at this point. And just a full heart on the Lumberjack Ledge.
Paradox Cave coming up pretty much completely empty so far.
So we'll see Unfit drop into Spiral Cave, get that chest, and then get his checks in the Dark World.
But on his end, I don't know how long it's going to be till he gets over to Sahasrara's hut, knowing that Swerb has already got those boots. That's all time loss in that front. But he also knows where that hammer is, which Swerb might not know when the time comes.
So we have Eastern and Turtle Rock as pendants. Not Eastern, but... Ooh, Flippers on the island! Loaded Eastern Death Mountain. Either way, we had 2 pendants that I saw, which were Pod and Turtle Rock tonight.
Yeah, Pod being the green, and then the other side of the map was Skullwoods as pendant number 3, and Thievestown and Mire as 5 and 6.
While Unfit knows that mirror is absolutely critical at this point. Shovel!
So,
Our
shovel
third
to
ball.
mirror.
Ooh, shovel to mirror is a nice... Although, I'd like to see shovel to mushroom to mirror, personally. Just let's make the longest fetch quest.
I just enjoy the thought of these visible items on Death Mountain you need the mirror for, and then the way to get the mirror is to leave Death Mountain and come right back.
But at least Unfit has the save quit there, which is nice. Swerb going into Thievestown, which I think is a really good play with a sword and as many hearts as he has.
Yeah,
He can get all but 1 chest, so...
Yeah, it's honestly higher equipment than you're used to having in Rando. Going there without the hammer, though, is always worrisome.
Yep. Ooh, and now we've got a blue Vitreous Eyeball.
He looks a little better hydrated, you know? Maybe you put some Clear Eyes in. He's looking a little bit healthier.
I'm not asking for the entire world to burn, I'm just asking for a small fire, because fetch quest into fetch quest is fun. It makes you feel like... Or, sorry, go ahead. Oh! The mirror!
It's right there!
Wow!
The Death Mountain sequence break has paid off in spades for Unfit with that mirror.
Literally and figuratively. Haha,
Well
he got
played.
the shovel.
Well played. I give you credit on that one.
Thank you. Try the fish, I'm here all week.
So now when Unfit does come here to Thieves Town, he's going to have the hammer. So we're going to have to try to pay attention, see if there's an item in that big chest. Because that could be a big moment.
Indeed. Right now, although Swerb has the movement tech advantage, he is still missing the hook shot, which we see is highly valuable tonight.
Yep, and we're going to get the check of the Turtle Rock Medallion, which we're going to hope is not required.
And our red crystals are Thieves Town and Misery tonight.
And it's Bombos for T-Rock. So at least the Seed's not going to be like, hey, you're going to go get this hammer over here and come right back to T-Rock.
You know, unless Swerb finds that flute early, he, I think Chad is right. He's not going to check Agina's for a while, I think.
Yeah, which is, given the items that this is unlocked, a pretty big advantage to Unfit. And kind of the flip of that is I don't think Unfit is going to be checking Sahasrara's house anytime soon.
Exactly. I think there's some really, really interesting plays here. Unfit gonna go take that hammer and get his crystal from Tower of Hera. And I think Thieves Town has been absolutely worthless for items so far.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for a trip to the menu if it comes up at all to try to see if he's got the compass as well. I know we've seen the map because I was just there, but I'm not 100% on the compass.
So Swerve at least having a sword to make this easier. So chat, the red crystals are the 2 crystals required to be able to buy the big bomb in Link's house and unlock the fat fairy on Pyramid.
You know, I never knew when I was playing this game as a kid that it was just a matter of beating Mire and Ice. Oh, there's the compass. So there is an item in that big chest. But yeah, I never realized that Big Bomb and Pyramid Fairy were open after Mire and Ice, not right before GT. I never went there before Turtle Rock. So, whenever Unfit gets to Thieves Town, we're going to want to pay attention to the big chest, because if that's an important item, that is a major, major difference.
Indeed. And honestly, I'm watching for what we need to logically get up Death Mountain, the flute or the lantern at this point.
Yep, and in some ways I hope that it's...
the flute in the digging game! There it is!
I was gonna say, in some ways I hope it's a little bit delayed, because Swerb will want to find that hook shot before going up Death Mountain, but hey, there it was, right there.
Yep, his routing won't be optimal, but he's gonna find a lot of information when he goes up there, seeing how much he can get with that mirror.
Go grab our dear friend the frog and take him on a little bit of a world tour, down to Hype Cave at least. Also shoutouts to Tower of Hera for being pretty much useless, but Unfit has gotten his first crystal as well. Go and take that hammer and head into the Dark World right here at Hype Cave.
We're gonna get a dual Hype Cave check, as it were. Will Hype Cave live up to its name? Stay tuned, for the news at 10 is next.
So far, so bad.
Ooh, that is nice. Still don't have a bow to use it. And a sword! Okay, I like Hype Cave tonight. I'll give that an 8 out of 10.
I don't know, I think that's a bit generous, but silvers and sword, I could give it like a 6. Like, you need the sword, you like the arrows, but they're not super useful.
But you know what? We've only seen 2 sword upgrades right now. I think having sword upgrades early is really worth it, and it being in Hype Cave makes it worth it. And also the speediness on Ganon, as everyone's saying, is also really nice.
Okay, so Unfit is doing a little bit of logic reading here and saying Death Mountain just handed me the mirror, the hammer, and the flippers. I'm gonna go to Swamp.
No one needs a sword to finish this game, really.
I actually quite like the Swamp play with how much the seed just threw at you, all directly related to the dungeon. He's not gonna get him his boots as soon as if he made some different plays, but it could have some stuff back here.
Correct. Mirror is in Hookshot Cave. Although Fighter Sword Argus is going to be absolutely a pleasure. He does have Hammer, which means we'll probably see menu strats.
I guess on spin strats, because it's a little bit faster to spin the puffs with Fire Sword than Hammer, but if you're not 100% confident in that, then yeah, menu strats are usually the best.
Unfit, why you do this to us?
Oh, Swerv's doing the thing.
Yay, Swerb! Go Swerb! That flute means Agina's Cave is a really quick check. I do not blame him on this. Good timing.
Yep, he made a real good choice to not make that trip up Death Mountain before checking this, which is very tempting when you get the flute.
I'm so happy to see this. Good job, Swerb. He's gonna get out and flute straight to Death Mountain because he's gonna be happy with his treasure up there.
And he does not have access to Magic Bat to answer the question there. He doesn't have the mirror or the hammer, and you need at least one of those to get to Magic Bat.
What's really going to be important is if anything important is found here in Swamp, because if Swerb leaves it for a bit and leaves it as a go mode dungeon, he can make up a ton of time if that's the case.
We also need Bombos for Meyer, so we can't open Meyer and not also open T-Rock.
Oh, that's always a pleasant thing to find.
I wouldn't call it pleasant when one of them's a pendant.
And Unfit not letting us see a single piece of treasure out of here. I think he just got the... Oh, nope, no big key. We don't know what Unfit has gotten out of Swamp at all.
If we just know that he's going to head straight to the back, go take out Argus before worrying about the left side. So we're doing the Old Man Dark Room, not going to get much of a reward for this, and then going to go see just how loaded Death Mountain was. Also, there's a little bit of good news for Unfit. Hey, half magic.
Ooh, safety item. Especially with the Cane of Samaria as one of your few weapons right now. Not a bad thing. If we were to see the Fire Rod, I'd be really happy with half magic.
I was gonna say, if we find the Fire Rod sometime soon, which the Fire Rod could be in GT on this seed, by the way, if we find it sometime soon, then Unfit doesn't have to worry about the sequence break at all anyway, because he would have a fire source, and we know that it was... Lamp could be locked behind the stuff down here. Anyway, lost my train of thought midway there. Since Lamp could be locked behind the stuff on Death Mountain, he doesn't have to worry about getting locked out of a fire source that could be in GT. I got really roundabout trying to say that. I get where I was going now.
Unfit making advantage of those wonderful spin strats. Just going to quickly take this chance while Unfit continues to spin like a champ and Swerb getting his fat loots. A big shout out to everyone who's made this tournament possible. It's a 512 person tournament. Takes a lot of people from the front to the back, admins, organizers, trackers, restreamers, commentators, and most importantly, the racers. So a big thank you to everyone who's made this tournament happen. And also a big thank you to both the Link to the Past Randomizer channels and the Speed Gaming channels. They've been fantastic in allowing us to broadcast as much as we have.
Yeah, it's been kind of disappointing seeing how many matches couldn't get streams, but then you look at the other side and think of the percentage that do, and it's honestly incredible what the admins and everyone have managed to work with this tournament.
Yeah, and we've produced hundreds, if not thousands of hours of content already just from the restreams we've done. So absolutely great to see the content we put out, and you get great matches like this.
I think with that big key and that compass here in Swamp, Unfit is almost definitely going back in. Unfortunately, the Swamp lane not giving him anything yet.
Exactly, which might be good if Swerb can find something else to check rather than going into Swamp soon.
Yeah, it was a very good play, and half magic is going to help. But outside of the half magic, there wasn't progression, and that's kind of the important thing, because that leaves the door open to that go mode Swamp.
Unless his big chest has something good for us. The book. That's not a bad find, but not a really optimistic find. It does give us desert access.
It does give desert access now that you mention it. And for Swerb with the boots, he doesn't have to worry about that lock, whereas Unfit could get locked out pretty quick.
He just needs a fire source to make sure we can actually go and clear it.
Still rooting for Fire Rod and GT with that Skullwoods and Tiaras pendants.
That would be unfortunate, but amusing. Swerb falling on the invisible platform, but picking himself back up pretty quickly. Thank goodness for the boots.
It's where it's so uncommon when you actually have to go to this floating island that invisible walkway can be an actual pain.
The MVP for NPCs I've seen lately has been the mini Helmosaur in Pod. And Unfit slowly but surely making his way to the left side.
I wish I could hear what's going through both Unfit's earlier and Swerve's mind now after getting that mirror in Hookshot Cave. I mean, like, he showed me everything. I thought it was going to be like an hour before I got any of this, and here it is.
Oh, Swerve seeing the hammer on Spectacle Rock. Going, I want that.
Just never touched the pink puffball.
Wonderful dialogue. And Unfit going to go check Bombos, which is a really nice route here.
That's the best part of finding Book in Swamp. You just go left the screen and hey Bombos.
And it looks like Swerb is going to go back up and do Tower of Hera. Ooh, just couch cash.
Good info to have, not very valuable.
Advantage to having the book, but not Master Sword.
That's true, that did save not much time, but a few seconds. Now he's going to walk right up here to Village of Outcasts and check Graveyard Ledge, which we, or not Graveyard Ledge, Grove Ledge, which we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, Pedestal is dead, chat. Yeah, the only thing that could be on there is Bombos. But as it is right now... Ooh, Mushroom in Cave 45. Oh, no. Yeah, because Bombos is Turtle Rock. It cannot be there. Pedestal is fully and wholly dead.
Yep,
Rip Pedestal.
I'm trying to think of something that could be, and yeah, it's nothing.
We have Bow... and Medallion, really, and Lantern, and none of those can be on there.
Also, I'm kind of curious, if they get a lamp, a bow, and, you know, they got those two, and the Bombos Medallion, would they just start to go mode, or would they keep looking for that fire rod in case it's needed in GT?
I don't think they would. I think you check chests that are convenient to you, but not really out of the way. So you get some checks on there, you get a little bit more health, get any of the safety items you want or need, and then be done with it. Unfit about to find his flute. His Tootie McFlute.
I know some runners, especially ones who play a lot of entrance, are quite familiar with the GT bomb jump to skip the fire rod with lamp. But if you don't know that bomb jump, you can only be so risky with it. It's just a matter of how risky you want to be.
Exactly. And Unfit starting to do his lumberjack chain.
Yep, we'll probably do Smith and Hammer Pegs and then head into Village of Outcast, clear Thieves Town out.
We haven't had Light World Grove check yet with the shovel, have we?
I was just thinking that. I did not see Unfit do that check. I expected him to.
I did too. And we also have the mirror check for... And Swerb showing why the boots make this so fast.
There's just a little bit of extra lag in the Hammer Peg Cave.
We'll hopefully get a magic bag check. Oh, he did? It was a green rupee? Oh, good.
Okay, that explains why I didn't remember it. It was such a boring item that it just completely left my brain.
Boots are in Sahasrah's closet.
I'm actually interested that Unfit grabs a purple chest here, which means he's not going to do Thieves Town just yet. There's actually a bit of code they added in one of the versions so that if you go downstairs in Thieves Town while the purple chest is attached to you, it'll reset to its original position in the Dark World instead of staying outside the dungeon waiting for you.
Why would you need to fake powder? We have real powder.
Well, on Unfit's side, he could have done fake powder over there just to try to avoid the powder, because he doesn't know that we have access to the actual powder.
Did he not pick up the mushroom? Yeah, I think we're missing that on the tracker. That's what I was missing. Thank you for catching that.
Yep, and yeah, he would have been locked out of the Dark World to kind of answer the question of why not to do it. He wouldn't have been able... Or no, wait, never mind. He has the hammer. He could have gotten back to his portal. Never mind. That said, getting your magic to 0 with nothing but a medallion or a cane of Samaria and half magic is awful.
And Swerb gonna make the wonderful 6+ minute trek for nothing other than the book. Although there might be something on Ether tablet.
Yeah, and he will get the half magic as well, which is nice to have.
And just 10 arrows in that purple chest.
Unfit a little bit unhappy with that, throwing the rock at the poor guy who opened it for him.
And Unfit making his way into Thieves Town. So we'll watch to see if Unfit's stream decides to not tell us what's in that boss basement chest.
Yeah, the key moment here is going to be when he opens the big chest, because if it's the bow, if it's a fire source, if it's bombos, those are all game changers, because Swerb will not be back there for a very long time.
Indeed.
And we're going to see what useless goodies were found in Swamp that we missed on Unfit's side while Swerb goes through. So once we're done with this kind of retreading the ground the others have already done, where do you head next? We don't have access to full clear any other crystal dungeons. You can dip Eastern, you can dip Desert, you can dip into Pendants with Pod and Skull Woods. Where do you go next?
I think my check would be, first of all, quick ether check, and then head to Desert. I think because Desert is a crystal, if we find fire in there, we're golden. And then Eastern would be my next check. I'm looking at fast and relatively easy checks, while, you know, Pod is going to have a high chance of being bow locked. Do you want to make that trek for one chest? Not really. We haven't checked Pyramid. We haven't checked Catfish. So those are also a couple of items we could go and see shortly.
Very true, and I like that Desert play on Swerb side. I like it a little bit less on Unfit side without the boots.
Yes, I think the boots make it a smart play.
Ideally for Unfit, I think he would flute to 5 after finishing up here, walk up to Pod, mirror over to Saral's hut, and then go from there, depending on how he decides to continue or not from that point.
So, fact, we will get the final brackets start next week, and we'll be going for, I think, the next 8 weeks. We have at least 1 week where we'll have an extended period because of SGDQ.
If I'm looking forward to seeing the ridiculous matchups brackets are going to have when they're revealed.
Yeah, there are going to be some incredible matches. Like, we've got some great people already in, so this is going to be great. Merrick, we have a Discord that has a lot of information you would want to check out. And I think we might be able to get a link for that in chat for you.
I don't remember if there's a command for the Discord, but I'm sure some of our helpful people here in chat can help get a link there.
And the check for 5 rupees. Okay, so if Swerb doesn't have to go back to Thieves Town, that'll be fine.
Yeah, as long as he chooses to make that his last possible choice, he's going to be okay. Now, if he decides that this might have been important, I want to go here ASAP, then it becomes a problem.
Yes.
We're going to get the blind fight over here on Unfit side. Swerb is approaching the boss on Swamp.
Having that Master Sword will make Argus a little bit faster for him.
Yes, it will. Meanwhile, having the Fighter Sword doesn't make any difference for Blind.
Fun fact about Blind, if you're not aware of this, the direction Blind's head flies off of its body when you knock it off is the direction he's going to move when he comes back up.
That helped me deal with getting off script in that fight so much when I learned that.
Indeed, it's a great little piece of trivia that you may not catch if you haven't seen it. We saw a checkerboard check, right? When we did Mire Shed.
I don't think we have seen checkerboard yet.
I think Unfit is going to Desert. Yep.
Okay, a quick ledge check.
Oh, that's right.
Right back.
Swerb didn't have the mirror at the time, so we will see a checkerboard check.
This Argus fight going pretty decent for Swerb.
Oh, couldn't hook it before the swing. So now we gotta wait for him to stop, and now he leaps. Unfit disappointed with Mire Shed.
I like these round numbers. 600 rupees, 30 bombs.
45 arrows.
He's gonna head right into Desert, so we'll see soon if those boots are required or not. If the boots are required, I'm guessing Swerb will probably be on his way over here before too long.
Ooh, Cane of Burna on the torch. So one of our two items.
That's interesting, because the only thing that really affects is Spike Cave, logic-wise, so it might be completely irrelevant.
But if we do have Spike Cave, which I find has been fairly high value in this tournament, might be worth the check if Swerb grabs it and heads back up Death Mountain. But they're not going to head up for a while, so what do, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think by the time they would head back up Death Mountain for Spike Cave, they've probably already got enough health to just tank Spike Cave. So I don't see Unfit ever coming back here for that cane, even once he gets boots.
Yeah, I don't see Unfit coming for this at all. There's no need to.
So we're going to take his little bit of time lost from having the Master Sword when he checks this tablet, and 20 bucks is our other item in Desert. Unfit made a little mistake there in that he mirrored out instead of going to grab the big key before he did. So he's going to have to walk back over there when he comes back to get the big key.
Yes, he will. That is not a fortunate move. Not the best call, but you know what? I understand why he did it. And you forget those things. And 20 bucks in the checkerboard cave. Our spots are drying up. I think Spike Cave actually might be a piece of the play.
Wait, did he get the big key? That's what chat is saying.
Oh, did he? Oh, then, yeah, then he's fine.
Okay, my bad. I thought it was straight to the small key.
Ooh, and just 3 bombs for the mushroom turn in.
I apologize for being dumb, chat. There's a lot going on sometimes.
Well, we've got 2 streams we're watching and trying to make sure we see everything that's going on. It's a lot.
So now, Unfit headed back to the Dark World over here. We'll see where he's planning to head. I'm guessing
Pod.
Up for Pyramid and Pod.
Yep, I think the Pyramid Pod check is a nice one to do here at this point.
Which means he'll soon be getting his boots and probably be feeling pretty awful knowing that his opponent probably got them within the first half hour.
Oh, we're going to get a hobo check from Unfit, which we know was lackluster.
Yep, jumping in here nice and quickly is the benefit of not checking it earlier. If there was something important, it kind of would have hurt, but instead it pays off by saving some time.
And just so chat is corrected, it's not just the fire source. We do need the lantern to have Meyer logically in play. I don't believe that either of these racers would have a problem doing Meyer dark, but from a logic perspective, we need that lantern.
From a logic perspective, we need a lot of things. Logic can be pretty silly sometimes, since it's, you know, not always the best choice to follow the logic.
Well, and we do have 2 chests in Skull Woods to check that we just haven't even touched.
Yeah, now that it's not like it was back in V26, V27 with Value Woods, it is a lot more bearable of a play to not go there for a while.
Meyer Shed was checked. It was 3 bombs and a useless item as well. I think 10 arrows. Something like that.
So Swerb goes ahead and picks up his Cane of Brian, which will help out with a couple little things here and there, but
Unfit making the catfish play here.
good old catfish. You know, other out-of-the-way locations have paid off. Why not catfish?
Can we be 3 for 3 tonight?
Unfit, you kind of didn't throw the bush far enough.
Come on, don't lag. Key item, don't lag. Wow, that's our 4th 300 rupee.
It's a very wealthy seed all throughout.
And actually quite healthy, too.
All the things except progression are pretty heavy. So now Unfit making his way up to Pod. We'll get his boots, his Master Sword, and we'll start to see some stuff we haven't seen yet, most likely.
Spike Cave is in logic if you have the hammer and a protective source, so Cape or Cane O'Brien. You do not need half magic for it to be in logic.
Yeah, with Cane O'Brien at least, you don't need any half magic. With the Cape, you do need some way to extend your magic.
Yeah, but we have 3 bottles, 2 of which had green goo, so that gets rid of the need for that half magic requirement.
Very true. And
Kiki going flying on Swerb's side.
Meanwhile, Unfit dropping a couple of extra bombs for Sahasrara for those boots. Dude, you have all these ways to contact people with telepathy. Why didn't you tell me these were here?
I didn't think you'd want my old boots. These boots were made for not walking, and that's just what they'll do. And we've got a double pod play going on here, so this could be interesting.
Pod not bow locked, so that means that we might find something important here.
I'm hoping on something positive. Maybe the bow? The bow would be interesting because then we can clear this, even though it's a pendant. Oh, wow.
Well, you got your wish.
Bow.
So that's a nice find.
Down to 2 items left.
You get the added benefit with that bow of if you've been keeping track of your items that you have and what you need, you know pedestal can't be required. So getting that bow doesn't mean, oh dear, pedestal's in logic now. It means, hey, I got another thing I need. Pedestal wouldn't be in logic even with the bow, but you get the idea.
Exactly. And now that we have silver arrows as well, that is a really nice find.
Ooh,
Unfit
this
deciding to go to Eastern. I like this, actually. I like seeing double different checks.
Yeah, I like the idea of I got the bow. Eastern is super quick to full clear with the bow, and it's a crystal. So let me just jump out of here and go do this now.
And that big key early is really nice.
It just gives you the chance to maybe skip the vanilla big key location. And going through the room that seemed to have been designed for the hookshot, even though you couldn't have the hookshot here, is a compass.
Which will mean an item will be on Armos Knights.
Well, it could still be the map there. But it's a crystal dungeon, so Unfit's going to be clearing out the boss regardless.
Yes. I'm surprised he didn't pull out his bow just to quickly clear that up. I've seen some racers not use the bow. The bow is way faster in there.
Speaking from personal experience, it's all about that muscle memory.
Ooh, and the cape.
Now we've got both invincibility items. And both runners heading into the sequence break part of their respective dungeons.
Something on Swerb's side that we can't see.
It's not a sword, I know that much.
Wasn't armor. Probably a capacity upgrade.
Now heading into the dark maze to wander through the pitch black screen to maybe find something valuable.
Unfit finding his 20 bucks.
Beginning to wonder if the bow is actually going to unlock anything of value, or if it's just there because you need it eventually.
We have not checked Skull Woods, and that is a very big potential coming up.
And nothing really of note, at least that we were able to see here in Pod.
Did Swerb check the fake Hellway? Or no, it's going to have a small key in it based on the way treasure chests have dropped, so he doesn't need to check it.
Now we're gonna get one of the funniest boss fights in the game, Silver Arrow Armos.
Don't blink, you'll miss it.
We're gonna get you, Eyeball. Oh, no, never mind.
Nice execution, and Unfit clearing the dungeon and getting his crystal, albeit sequence broken. Nothing important found, so not like you're having to get it back into logic.
So, Unfit appears to be heading back into Pod. So, these two are probably going to be done with, you know, the flip sides of the dungeons about the same time.
And Pod is the green pendant, so Swerb taking my classic advice of if you're going to dip a green pendant dungeon, you should clear it, even if you don't have a lantern.
Well, he does have to deal with the worst dark room in the game here in just a moment.
And he does not have the actual lantern or the fire rod to help.
If you can kind of, if you know the NMG strat for the room, you can kind of make it a little bit easier. But even that, as soon as one turtle is out of the way, it's just a pure guessing game.
Green Pendant allows you to talk to Sahasrahla and get the item that he's holding. It's where Vanilla Boots is, so it is a single chest.
Swerb has teleported to Helmasaur's hallway, and he'll be going to fight the boss here momentarily.
And Unfit using the wonderful dash there to get back up. I love that technique.
So Helmasaur 17 hammer hits to the face, and then either a silver arrow or 4 sword spins or 4 hammer hits to kill the second phase.
Beautiful shot. One shot, one kill.
Helmasaur has $50 to go with that green pendant, so only option of him having value is if Sahasrahla has something.
So I expect we see Swerb clearing Eastern now quickly.
Yeah, I can't imagine a reason why you wouldn't go straight into Eastern there. Unfortunately for him, he's not going to get anything for it.
If you're going to go do Dark Room Turtles, you better do Dark Room Eastern.
So, once they're done with this, we've got a nothing. Where do you head next? We're getting very tight on locations, and we still don't have anything that has really pushed us forward.
Chad is saying we've seen Ether Medallion tablet checked. I don't think we have. I'd like to see that checked. And then Skullwoods. That's my next best bet.
Yeah, I'd definitely say it's about time to bite the bullet on Pendant Skullwoods and dipping in there. Of course, it's all dependent on Sahasrahla not just giving them something important.
Exactly. What I'd like to see is, honestly, fly up, do Spike Cave, do Ether, and then come back and do Skullwoods. I think that would be the route I'd like to see.
I'd probably end up just going straight to Skullwoods just because it's a little bit faster of a check than those two, but either way, it's one than the other, and somewhere you're going to find something.
We have had Bombos tablet check. Bombos is in the desert, Ether is up on the mountain.
Yeah, and to be clear for chat, the book was locked in Swamp, the mirror was on Death Mountain, so there was no way Swerb had the book when he was up on Death Mountain.
Yeah, I thought someone was saying that we have checked Ether, and I'm like, no, we haven't. And wanted to make sure we were all clear. We do have a Graveyard Ledge to check. We have Bumper Cave to check, which looks like Unfit's route here. And then probably into Skullwoods.
Bumper Cave was the thing.
You know, it never has anything important until you find something important in it.
And then you find the hookshot in there for the first time, and you're like, wait, what?
My favorite was finding the bow I couldn't find on Lumberjack Cave when I first started.
And Unfit also hasn't done the King's Tomb Bonk Rock, so he can route those in with all this stuff, which makes for this being a very, very dense set of checks for him.
It's a nice routing for this. You get all 4 of those chests checked back to back. It's pretty good.
Now, as a note to be pointed out for those who are just listening, not watching, Unfit chose not to kill Helmasaur in pods. So if Green Pendant is important, Swerb will have a pretty big advantage.
Yep, that is my axiom is if you're dipping a Green Pendant dungeon that's long, such as Ice, Pod, TR, finish it.
Now see, usually I agree, but that dark turtle room without lamp or fire rod can cost you so much time. Sometimes it's worth it to just say, you know what, it'll be quicker if I just go check these other locations and come back with the lamp if I have to.
You know, that's exactly it. Like, having the lamp makes that the reasonable logic on it. Yeah, not checking it is, yeah.
Swerb giving the Armos a couple arrows before they get started, proving that Vitreous isn't the only boss who can survive a silver arrow.
And Bumper Cave having just 5 bomb capacity. So we're going to make our way into Skull Woods now with Unfit. I like this check.
Will we see a temporary return of Value Woods?
I'm excited for this green pendant, though. Oh, is Swerb forgetting he has the green pendant? He forgot! Swerb!
Swerb, why?
Why, Swerb? Why you do this to me? Oh, did he remember he has it now? Or did he just forget he had the flute equipped and was trying to spin speed?
Yeah, I think he was trying to do a hook dash there.
Oh, if green pendant is something important, and oh no.
Okay, so there's a bloomerang as the first item in Skull Woods. But yeah, that could be bad if that green pendant is important.
To be fair, he's already cleared pod, so, and at most, it could be Bombos. It can't be Lantern, so.
But it could be Fire Rod, which is just as good as Lantern for these two.
Yes, it is. It could be.
Ether given 20 bucks. Nothing all that great
Thanks,
there.
Ether. Oh, and I think we're gonna get our spike room check.
The lamp!
Ped's been dead for a while.
So, Skull Woods had some value, getting rid of the fire source restriction that we were waiting on, so we just need to find Bombos now.
Yep, and that lantern is a huge find, so hopefully that's Swerb's next check.
Unfit a little bit uncertain where to go now. I think he's gonna go clear out the back of desert, just kill Lamolus while he thinks about where he wants to go next.
Yep. It's a good move. It's knowledge, really, at this point. It's what can we thinking about what's left. Catfish was checked, it was 300 rupees. No, we found the 2 items in desert. It was Kane and Brian and 20 bucks. Swerb, what are you doing?
That's a good question.
Is he doing Pyramid? I think he's done Pyramid, though.
I think only Unfit did Pyramid. Looks like he's gonna go check that green pendant, though.
Okay. I don't know if I like this pathing, because why would you Dark World it? Like, really?
Well, if you're gonna leave and go do Pyramid and Catfish, it makes it a little bit easier to leave.
Okay, red mail. It's a safety item. Not necessary. It means that time spent is not exactly a win for Swerb at this point. Win in terms of time, not win as in the match. Just to clarify.
Now the catch here is those locations that we were talking about with Ether and Spike Cave and Skull Woods, those have all been checked now, and all we got was a lamp. A lamp that doesn't help us.
No, it doesn't, because it doesn't get us into Mire. We don't have a fire source to start Ice Palace. We don't... Oh, you know what it's going to be? Oh, no, it's not going to be Turtle Rock. Where are we going to go?
That's a very good question. I'm running out of ideas here. We've seen almost everything. Pyramid Fairy is locked behind the Mire Clear. They can't do without Bombos. No, I just realized, we did turn in the mushroom, right?
Yeah, it was 3 bombs.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I'm running out of ideas and started to doubt myself.
So we have Desert, we have Skull Woods, we have Ice Palace, Misery, and Turtle Rock. We can't get into Misery, we can't get into Turtle Rock. Ice Palace is locked by Fire Rod. So we have Desert, which we found all the items, and we have Skull Woods, which we've seen the 2 items from. So it's an overworld check at this point. Oh, is Unfit checking the basement item in Hera? Did we not find both items in here and didn't come back early?
I'm thinking that might be the case.
Oh no. This might be a kick yourself moment for both of our racers.
This will be absolutely fantastic if this is the right answer.
Oh no.
Oh, that's right. They couldn't do the basement because of no fire source. That's why they didn't do it.
Oh. And there it is. There's Bombos, I think. That has to be Bombos. It's the only place it can be, right?
It could be Fire Rod too, and Bombos and Ice Palace, but it's got to be one of those two.
It's got to be a fire source on top of it. So here we go. We've got that check in like 3 seconds. Unfit lagging. Thank you, Unfit. Your internet loves us tonight.
The timing has been fantastic throughout the whole race. Let's see where he flutes to.
It's Bombos!
It was Bombos. So that is go mode if he's willing to risk that GT bomb jump without the Fire Rod.
That is Bombos, everyone. Awesome! This is exciting. That Fire Rod is still kind of a real want.
Oh yeah, you definitely want it. You don't need it if you know the bomb jump or if you win the 4 out of 22 chance in GT, but that was just mean, I'm not gonna lie. Lamp and Pendant Skull Woods to the Bombos Medallion in Hera Basement an hour later.
Oh.
And props to Unfit for keeping track of that, because it had been so long since we went to Hera and they noped out of there without going to the basement so quick. I thought I had just missed an item and we got both.
Let's see if Swerve makes that same play right now. It would be nice to see, because it would put them on even footing right now. And then we can get down to execution.
Yep, he's going to finish checking the rest of Skull Woods here, hoping to just find the progression here. And then
not a bad play.
Yep, and that should be his last location available.
And realizing he warps back to the hole. No. You can save quit. Go up Death Mountain. Well, he might full clear Mire just because of finding the big key. So that is a big piece on the next 2 dungeons, is how long it takes to get that big key. Although we don't need the big key if you bomb jump in Ice Palace, so...
Yeah, the bomb jump will make Ice Palace easy to go mode, easy to skip every chest if they so choose. And
Swerb remembers. Swerb is Pepperidge Farm, ladies and gents.
So Unfit's definitely got a decided lead at the moment, but not an insurmountable one.
No, this is an execution lead that can be won by either side.
He's got the big key. Let's see if he's going to go straight to the boss. I would expect him to.
There's no reason not to, honestly.
Yeah, especially in a 4-2 race, trying to bet on that 4 out of 22 that the big Kia GT is fire rod locked is way too much of a risk to take, I would say.
But you know what? The worst thing is when you get to that point going, oh, and now you have to bail GT, find that fire source, and come back. That's what's going to hurt if that's the case.
Yeah, and it's pretty much what Swerb has to rely on for that lead to come back is that right side GT fire big key and not needing the fire rod or finding it on his way there.
Yep. So yeah, Unfit is going to clearly do Desert Palace right after this, and then straight to Ice. So we're going to see 3 really quick dungeons back to back, and this is going to be quite good because Vitreous will be a fast fight.
Well, Unfit already cleared Desert, so that's part of why his lead is so good, is because he doesn't need to go there, he just leaves Myers straight to Ice.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Swerb making the opposite play and doing Ice first, and then Meyer and Desert.
Swerb, yeah, this is not a bad play either, honestly.
And I'm guessing he's just going to be go-moding this, so I don't expect we'll probably even see any of the chests in here.
We'll see a bomb jump, and that's it. And Viddy's rogue eyeball coming back to haunt him. He should be immune to the slime. That's what his sprite should do.
And look at that. Vitreous exploded from nothing.
You blink, you miss it.
So Swerb going to be off to his final dungeon in the form of Ice Palace, and we'll have a little bit of cross-up between the two, with them both in the same place for a while. And this is one thing I love about Rando, is when you get a seed like this where kind of both runners end up doing pretty much everything before getting what they need, you notice that when you got runners of similar calibers, they're kind of right around the same place after a long time.
Indeed, and as I said, what's really nice about this is seeing this come down to execution, which means watching some really skilled tech coming up.
Although I'm really trying to think where Swerb lost quite so much time on Unfit. I mean, he went to kill Helmasaur, but he hasn't really done anything extra beyond that. And yet here he is 2 dungeons behind, pretty much.
Because his clear of Helmasaur took quite a bit to get through those dark rooms, and there was a couple other checks he made later that Unfit did in a better route. Oh
yeah, that probably the biggest thing now that you mention it. It was not going up Death Mountain early and having that hammer and the flippers and the mirror to just route everything smoothly.
Yeah. Chat, yeah, Andy hovers that jump somewhat. If you ever watch Andy's streams.
As someone who can hover, that jump is almost entirely pointless to hover. It's so much faster to just bomb jump.
It really is. Nice bomb jump from both of them.
So we're getting Master Sword, Fire Rodless, Cold Stare. So let's see how this goes.
Keep him in that corner as long as you can, Swerb. Good job.
That was a very nice start to the fight. One puff is down. Gotta be careful though. Even in red mail, they do too hard. No!
Oh! He has a fairy. He has a fairy. That was one of the bottles he found.
Okay, heart attack gone. Now please kill the puffs.
You know, Argus spawns 2.0. I swear, the evolution chain is Argus to spawn, or it goes spawns to, or like the Argus spawns to Cold Stare to Vitreous to Argus. That's the birth chain.
That seems reasonable. When are we getting a good Pokemon mod that adds in all the Link to the Past bosses as Pokemon?
Unlike Randomizer, where, you know, you walk out of Link's house and suddenly Trinax.
Now that would be fantastic.
I mean, who doesn't like, you know, going halfway up Death Mountain and seeing a Cold Stare blocking the way?
Unfit just gonna throw on the cape and make the rest of this fight free. Doesn't want to waste his fairy.
Not a bad move.
And that is his 7th crystal, so I believe we have a little bit of a game we're going to be playing here.
Indeed we do. This game is Guess the Big Chest, everyone. So, we are making our way up to Ganon's Tower. There are 22 chests. You want to guess which chest it's in. If you are a subscriber to these the Speed Gaming channels or have donated 250 bits, you are eligible to be on an internet scoreboard for many, many internet points. All the marbles and all the tea in China. So get your guesses in chat right now. So, Mentos, what do you think it's going to be, or where do you like to guess at?
I mean, I usually guess 22 just because I like seeing the basement of GT played out. This time I'm going to guess it because it seems like exactly the thing this seed would do.
My guess is pretty much traditionally 5. However, I always put a caveat on that, and that's it's the 5th chest on the right side. I like the right side. If I get a small key right off the bat on the right, I clear right. It's my habit. I like it. I want to see more racers do it. So that's my call tonight.
Sounds fair. And interesting note on that 22 guess there is that 22 will probably be the compass room for chess, because nobody's going to want to go over there without the fire rod unless they find out they have.
Yep.
Lionel's getting a little bit in the way, but not too bad. And you can do right if you don't get the fire rod. You just have to do a very specific bomb jump followed by a very, very tight window torch lighting with the lamp. And then you can do right side without the fire rod. It's not easy, it's not logic required, but it's possible.
And we're going to stop the game now.
Chest number 1 is 20 bucks, and number 2 is also 20 bucks.
Will we see Bob tonight?
I feel like that room on the right was where Ganon just keeps a little bit of cash in case he's, you know, leaving to go to the store, forgets his wallet, and just doesn't want to run back upstairs for it.
Something on the torch he just pulled off? I did not see what it was. I was just noticing Swerb setting up for the fire rod trick, but not using it. So 3 was something, but not the big key.
Yeah, it was a small key on the torch.
5 is 10 capacity. 6 is the map. And then we have 7 as a small key.
Oh, you know, it would just be evil if the seed logically wanted you to do it. Fire rod on laser bridge, and GT big key on right side.
No, don't. Okay, out of the sadism, please. 8 is a heart piece.
I know it's sadistic, but wouldn't that be fun to watch?
You know, having to double dip Ganon's tower is always fun. And there's a little sarcasm in my voice.
Just a little bit, could barely tell. Swerb getting his 6th crystal has to go clear Land Molus, which should be quick since he's already gotten the big key, and then he too can head to GT.
Number 9 is a triplet of bombs as Unfit leaves them behind as a trail of sadness and regret. I think he's starting to see the risk of a potential fire rod need and is getting a little worried.
Yeah, I would not be doing the bomb dropping thing just in case you need to pull that bomb jump off and you aren't 100% with it.
So, even though we're doing the game right now, there could be the chance that we still have, you know, another 30 minutes till we can clear Ganon.
That would be fantastic. So that was, what, 10, 11, 12, and 13, all with nothing. We're coming up on 14 here.
Correct. Bob's chest is number 14.
We have 4 chests of hope remaining. And then tile room. And then it's fire rod locked, theoretically.
Nothing in Bob's chest.
Okay, Ice Armos. 3 chests over here. So, I don't know if either of these two know this bomb jump you need for Fire Rodless GT if it comes up. But I do remember in the Open Tournament last year when AA had to learn that bomb jump live in a race.
Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
Okay, it's either tile room or right side. This dream might be real. This is fantastic.
What is going through Unfit's mind right now? I'm sure there are many, many expletives. And Swerb is now making his way up.
And we'll soon be joining the party of Oh God Why. Now Unfit is going straight over here. He is putting tile room off till last. Chat, this is one of the least commonly seen tricks you are going to see in this game.
Yes.
Because it comes up so rarely where it is actually useful. I'm assuming with him heading straight over here, he is comfortable with this bomb jump and not afraid of having to pull it off.
Clearing the room to make sure he can do it. This is the way to do it.
If you use a spin setup to get the pixel right on the hole, the bomb jump itself isn't that bad. Then you just have to walk up and down to avoid the Medusa shots. But it's still a pain with the Wall Master and those fireballs and everything coming at you.
Yeah, he needs to bomb jump first, then go over to the left and make his way up and then dash down. So, this is tight. This is not easy, ladies and gents. So, you know what? Once again, let's give a huge follow to these guys for having this wonderful seed put in front of them tonight.
And he said, you know what? I don't care about this for now. I'm going to see if Tile Room has it.
And so, for those who don't know what's going on, if you have the cape and grab onto a wall while invisible, it does not drain magic. So he is using this as a technique to avoid spending magic and just cheese this room.
And don't blame him for deciding that, you know, okay, this is taking a while. I just need to go check the thing that I have access to in logic. Because, you know, if this is the big key or the fire rod, you save all the time of trying to get that bomb jump done.
Oh, sweet. Vitreous turns into the bomb slugs. Oh no, it is on the right side.
The dream is real, Chad.
You know what? This is better than a ped seed times 10. Just FYI.
It really is. This is one of the rarest things that ever comes up in Rando. I say that in honesty. I have seen it maybe 3 times be relevant in over a year.
I've seen it once in that time.
Most of the times I've seen it, it wasn't actually required. It was just, and it wasn't, you know, a major time save. It was just a minor thing that could have saved time. And that was also, I believe, an entrance randomizer, not a normal rando.
I think I know the match you're talking of.
Unfit, buddy, you gotta push that block again.
I think he's gonna get it. Oh, nope. Felt. He had the timing there. He was just about to drop his bomb and slide to the top.
So he's making this a little bit harder on himself by trying to manually set up that pixel. If you push yourself toward the hole and then release a spin and hold away from it, you can just end up on that pixel, but he gets it. Now he's just gotta hurry, because that block isn't pushed. It's gonna take a bit of extra time.
Oh no, he skipped that torch. Oh no.
And he realizes it too and goes, oh crap.
You don't have enough health, buddy. Yeah, honestly, not a bad choice. Pop his fairy.
Yep, that was a very good use of what he had in his bottles. A little bit better than wasting a blue potion on this.
Okay, looks good. Dodge that wall master.
And apparently it did not go well.
Nope. You know, the master troll of tonight has been Unfit's internet.
Man, this race is suddenly super close. So how about that laser bridge fire rod I was mentioning?
Honestly, I think TR dip is the play at this point.
As awful as that sounds when you're already in GT, it could be.
Well, the important thing, we've seen him successfully hit this once tonight. Probably the hardest trick to pull off outside of, like, big hovers. I'm impressed by that in and of itself, so...
Yeah, it is definitely far and away the hardest bomb jump to pull off. He's gonna go back over here to Tile Room and powder a couple fairies for himself. So this is the benefit here, is that you do have that room of safety right next door. And with half magic, you can powder a lot of things.
I don't know why he was smacking that while it was zapping. It just not good for his health. Go push the block.
That's a little bit of panic right there. Unfit, no!
No, go push the block. He's too... Oh, is that the right pixel? Damn it, Medusa. That Medusa got him on that one.
Okay, and now Swerb has entered the bomb jump room. Which one of them will get it first? Or who will know about, go say, I want this fire rod, and do that first? This is an incredible way for this race to happen. Now, Unfit, push the block.
There we go. Good job, Unfit.
Can't keep skipping that block. It's gonna give me a little bit of a heart attack if you get this bomb jump again. You haven't done that.
Oh, this looks good. This looks good. Yes! Yes!
He got it!
Here we go!
Okay, third torch is lit. Is lit. Oh, that fireball.
Oh,
He got it!
Unfit!
Oh my god!
So I guess my guess of 5 on the right side is the cruelest thing I've done tonight.
As is my guess of 22.
4. This would be the 5th one. Okay, so 22.
22!
Oh my god! Wow!
What a way for this to happen. So, Swerb got Wall Master. He's got to go not only come back over here, but also clear these 2 rooms out again before trying the bomb jump again. So, Unfit remains pretty sizably in the lead, despite that becoming extraordinarily close.
Oh my god. Oh. Well done, Unfit. This is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. I am so impressed. Yeah, also, that's a 22 not tile room. That is the other fun part of that fact.
You don't see non-tile room 22 very often at all. Also, shout out to the fact that after clearing every chest in GT Basement, Unfit still has the Master Sword.
Oh yes, I would be checking the top. Oh, Swerb gets it. Nice. If
Yeah,
he can make this, this will tighten up that window really hugely. Oh my god.
Yeah, it'll be quite close if he gets this. That spike kind of trolled him, though.
No! No!
Oh!
The double insult!
Oh, the combo wrecking.
Oh! Oh, that hurts. Oh.
I feel so bad for Swerb right now.
You know, if it wasn't the Wall Master just going and saying, yeah, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. Because that was so damn close.
If I want to say it was maybe, what, 1 to 2 frames worth of Boots movement would have had him through that door in time.
It was the second bounce on the spike as he was coming that killed it. But he launched that bomb jump right off the bat and did quite well, so, you know, I think he'll be able to get it again quickly.
Yep, I would hope so. He does grab the full magic. Unfit has, through the gauntlet, has blown through it after all that struggle. He has not shown signs of being tilted from how long that took him. He's just going.
Honestly, you don't see your opponent dot dunning. You know this is the case. Do you think your opponent has gone out to find the fire rod? Can they do this? You start asking all these questions and wondering where the situation is at. And oh, Unfit forgetting he needs to do the torches with the lantern only.
Generally a good thing to remember. And yeah, I was saying how this is one of the most uncommon tricks in this game. It also means you really don't know if your opponent is great at it, if they're awful at it, if they they cannot do it.
And he gets it again. Good job, Swerb.
Now this time just get through the door on time.
You know what? The insult to injury would... Oh, this is also another fun room that... Oh, good job, Unfit. Knowing that you can just tick that.
Okay, the potion use wasn't optimal, so to speak, but he's got the door open and...
Yes!
Yes!
2 executions on that!
That is fantastic to see both of these guys pull that off.
That is the champ move of this tournament, in my opinion. Ooh,
hey, we found Ether upstairs. And this is why it's super disappointing that one of these guys may not be going to brackets, depending on tiebreaker. Because that is not something that anyone in this tournament can do. It's something that you have to know what you're doing quite well to pull off.
Cape strats from Unfit with a Moldorm Rage, always a good plan.
And no sword in the final chest of the game, so we're getting Master Sword Ganon on top of everything.
At least we have half magic and a couple of green goos. Swerb making fast time up here. He's got a lot of time to make up, and I think he's got a good potential to catch up. Unless, you know, something poorly happens on Unfit's side. That is the biggest piece to this right now. It is Unfit's race to lose.
Yeah, he 100% holds this race in his hands. If he doesn't fall or die to Ganon, and he executes decently well, he's got plenty of time to be a little bit sloppy, but...
I wouldn't say plenty of time, but we've got to hit all those spin attacks. I expect to see Cape strats here. This is the point where Cape strats and using that goo as much as you need to is going to be huge.
Aga 2 is down. Yeah, absolutely. Just get into phase 2 where it starts to get annoying to deal with, throw on the cape, and go to town. I really want to know where the Fire Rod was. I got to assume T-Rock.
It's the place that make... No, well, unless it's not, like, you'll need the small key in the left chest and keys on your way up. That would have to be the case.
Well, it could also be earlier in T-Rock.
Well, you can't go to the right side without Fire Rod.
Well, when I say earlier, I mean, you know, first chest. So...
And here comes the Cape strats on Unfit side. And he's got a good positioning to do this too.
Now see, I'd probably hold off on Cape till phase 2, just because phase 1 is pretty easy to keep out of the way of that Trident without losing time.
Yeah, but in a positioning like that, that's a good spot to use it. And they do have 2 green goos, don't forget that.
True. Also, I really enjoyed how that frame drop happened there, where it looked like a stun Ganon from phase 4, which got me really confused for a moment.
Let's see if Swerb remembers that he needs to do this with fire, or with lantern only.
He does remember, and Unfit going to town with that cape and Master Sword spins. I think he got enough there.
Yeah, but there were 2 green potions early on, so they should have at least 1.
Okay, not quite enough spin, so he's got just a little bit more to go here.
Whew. Close edge there for Swerb, but he makes it past. Oh. Oh, this is... this is where having those... Can you imagine doing this with Silverless at this point, being so high adrenaline?
No, I cannot. Silverless isn't much worse than Tempered, just longer, but all that time to have that tension of, oh god, that bomb jump took me so long, my opponent's almost done.
What if they found
awful.
the silver arrows, and there's so many bad questions that come out of it.
Unfit gets the first arrow in there.
No fire rod to go do the easy strat.
Yep, and Swerb is through Troldorm 2.
Unfit almost taking that bat. And number 4, we have our 4th hit. Unfit about to walk through that door. We'll wait until he gets through that door, ladies and gents. Let's get some GGs in chat for Unfit with an official SRTV time of 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 53 seconds.
GG indeed. What a fantastic finish to this race.
Oh.
I've been pretty much at a loss for words for the past like 15 minutes just because of how crazy that ending became.
Yeah, that final boss of the gap is... Oh, almost a triple on Swerb's side. There's the triple. Beautifully done, Swerb. Now finish this off like this seed needs.
And Ganon, even with Master Sword, he's got the same situation of the cape and everything, so he shouldn't have a problem here. He should be done probably within 5 minutes of Unfit after everything.
Yeah, and with that bomb jump and everything, that's impressive. So, I'm really impressed by this time on this race. These racers have done fantastic work tonight, guys. Let's give them a follow that they deserve.
Yeah, absolutely. It is, again, not easy to finish this game without the fire rod with the right side big key. And these two both made it happen in relatively quick order. Ganon is going pretty smooth for Swerb so far, just taking his time, dealing with phase 1 without the cape. Gonna switch to it now for phase 2.
Ooh, and a nice positioning to do this. Probably God positioning, I would say, for phase 3. Or phase 2. Whatever you want to call this.
Unfortunately, he was about 2 spins short of having enough there, so that'll do it for phase 2.
We'll see if we can get Unfit in here. I think we might wait to get them both in here at the same time.
I'm thinking of it, and let's see, Mire or Ice Palace or TR. It's one of those 3 dungeons is where that fire rod was. So 2 out of 3, they were there and might have been able to find it, and it could have been a game changer. But you don't bet on that 4 in 22 chance. Going to get a nice double here, most likely. No, just a little too late.
He bounced. Whew, that fire bat almost took him out.
Gotta love when you light the torch again. It's just right on top of you. Like, oh, hey, buddy. How you doing?
Ooh. Ooh. Swerb. My heart can't take it much more.
Shoutouts for the presence of mind to let go of the D-pad so that bat did no knockback and he just stayed still.
And there's number 4. GG's, guys. Let's get them in for Swerb. Being sub 4 minutes behind Unfit.
That was a fantastic match from start to finish, especially the finish.
And we have an official SRTV time for Swerb of 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 37 seconds.
The explosions sleeps again, forever.
I see Swerb waiting. I don't see... I haven't been able to get a hold of Unfit, but let's get Swerb in here.
Sounds like a plan. So, to recap that a little bit, we got a lamp in the back of Skull Woods. Well, not the back, the middle of Skull Woods. That opened up Hera Basement for the Bombos Medallion. That was what we thought was going to be the big, mean thing of the seed. And then GT happened with a number 22 on the right side. That was... It was bad enough when it was the whole lamp and Hera Basement thing. The rest of that just added.
GG, Swerb.
GG indeed.
Can't hear you.
Thanks for the GGs.
Oh, what a seed. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
That was a
That's
thing.
fair.
Like the craziest part to me is I pulled up the restream afterwards and I saw that Unfit must have also done that bomb jump. So I can only imagine what it looked like.
Oh, it was insane for us watching.
Dang.
Yeah, so Unfit was on his way toward GT when you were going through Meyer, I believe it was.
Yes.
So he got there a good deal ahead of you. He had a little bit more trouble getting that bomb jump pulled off, but managed to get it just before you were headed to the right side for it.
Dang. Yeah, I'd never done that before.
Your execution on that bomb jump, I think, was a little bit sharper than Unfit's. He had a little bit of a struggle with it. You were nailing it each time, so huge congratulations on being able to do that. It was very impressive.
Yeah, I was like freaking out as I was clearing Ganon's tower. When I got to the rando room, I was like, oh man, this is looking bad. So I like Googled, I was like, Link to the Past, right side GT, like bomb jump. And hold on, I closed the video, but there's someone. Let's see, hold on, let's see if I can find it. I want to give them a huge shout out because they have like a 25-minute video of bomb jumps, and I like, oh, it's GamerCal. Shout outs to GamerCal, dude. Of course it's GamerCal. And his like last one was that bomb jump, and I was like, that's what I was doing in the tile room. I was like, okay, I just need to see the lineup. I was like, I have an idea of how to do this, but like, I just kind of need to double check. And eventually got it. And like, yeah, I had the speed racing TV room like up until about like halfway up the tower because I started like freaking out that Unfit hadn't been done yet. And so I was like, okay, I just need to minimize this. But then I couldn't help myself. I pulled it up like just as I finished that again, saw you finished, and I was like, well, at least it was a close race. So I can't be too upset.
You were sub 4 minutes on a seed like that. That especially with you didn't check for the hookshot in Agina's cave early, and you went on a bit of a goose chase while Unfit found it and did that sequence break up to Death Mountain and found the hype East Death Mountain.
Wasn't that just like all just like rupees and garbage over there?
Well, no, there was flippers, there was mirror.
Oh yeah,
hammer
on the dark side, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Paradox Cave.
No, Paradox Cave was awful, but just East Death Mountain in general, and Death Mountain in general with the hammer as well. So it was like, we suspect the fire rod's in Turtle Rock, by the way.
I mean, it basically has to be, I think.
Yeah, because it can't be in Skullwoods. There's no items left. There's really no overworld checks left for you guys.
Yeah, I kind of looked out because like I grabbed that mirror out of Hookshot Cave and I forgot to check the floating island when I was in the light world, and so I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to run up there and check it and hopefully not waste my time. And then it was slippers and I was like, oh heck yeah! And then I went over to Hera and saw the hammer up there and like did like a double take. I thought I was really. Did he do like a late Skullwoods check too? Because I thought I was like done as soon as I found that lantern, and then it led to Bombos.
You guys were probably about 5 minutes, give or take, doing that check. So,
dang. Well, I'm just glad it was a close race. Like I said, I'm obviously upset that I'm not gonna be in brackets, but it's as long as I'd said as long as I didn't feel like I'd pulled any major dumbs, I'd be pretty happy. And so, I'll take it.
Awesome. I don't think we are getting Unfit in here tonight. I haven't been able to get a response anywhere on Discord. So, do you have anything left to say on Seed, the tournament, life in general?
No, I just want to thank everyone like involved, all the admins have been putting in a ton of work. Obviously, all the speed gaming stuff like Feasel and Mythical and everyone behind the scenes, all the restreamers, everyone that's sent commentary. It's been great. And it's just been like, I can't believe, like, it blows my mind looking at like how the rando community has grown since last year. So I remember doing the spring tournament last year, and that was like a little over 100 people, and then we have this massive tournament. And so I think it's really awesome to see like how much this has grown.
It's extremely impressive seeing that, you know, we filled 256 people in about 20 hours and then 512 in sub 2 days. It was an insane turnout for this tournament, and I'm so impressed with what the community's done. And I will second everything you said, that every single person involved, from the racers, the restreamers, the trackers, the commentators, everyone has made this an amazing event, and hundreds, if not thousands of hours of content have been produced. So it's incredible to see, and great to see this community as big and as supportive as it is.
Yeah, totally. It's insane to think about, yeah, just how massive this tournament is and how much we were able to restream and how well everything's gone over. So yeah, shout outs to you, shout outs to like everyone that's put in their part at all, and everyone that's participated. And I guess I'll have to wait and see what the next tournament's gonna be.
Also, give this restream a watch. There was some really fun moments throughout it. We enjoyed it thoroughly, and I think I'm going to just turn the last words over to Mentos.
Sounds good. I'll add in a thank you to Swerb and Unfit for putting on a great show. I saw you guys were a matchup tonight. I knew I was free during this time, put my name in, and I'm real glad I got to watch this closely as a commentator, because you guys put on a fantastic show start to finish. So thank you guys for putting up such a fun race to kind of lead toward the ending of the Swiss stage.
Awesome. So we have a couple more races, I think, going on. I'm just going to see what we've got going on. We've got going on right now, Elmagus and Sonicam on Speed Gaming 2. Oh no, that's Saturday, sorry. We should have Cerox versus Cryptix on Speed Gaming 4 and CDV versus Dragon Master 0283. So a couple more races on Speed Gaming 4 and Speed Gaming 1, so check them out. That being said, thank you so much everyone for tuning in. Have a great night and a fantastic weekend.
Yep, have a good one, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the weekend and the end of the Swiss stage with a boatload of matches over the next 2 days.